Yo, what is up? A bit late to the party. World of Tanks AMBT, the hottest news coming out in the previous days. I was actually waiting for some update news about this tank before I started recording this video. I was hoping there was more changes or updates before I shot this video, but unfortunately there is not. So we're gonna go ahead and make a quick video about what this tank is about and what you can expect from this tank going forward. Looks like this tank, it's rumored to be one of the Christmas loot box tanks, just like the GSOR 1008 last year, and I think there is a high possibility that that would happen because we are approaching that time of the year when the loot boxes will be coming into play, and it is no surprise that some tanks will be leaked. But anyway, this is it. The AMBT, of course, an American premium medium tier A tank, which packs kind of a punch because it is an auto reloader, just like the Italian Progetto 46, which is the tank that I will compare it to today, and because they do share a lot of similarities in what I mean is they're both auto reloaders, they're both highly mobile medium tanks, and we can expect this to perform something like a Progetto, or maybe even better. But let's take a look at it. Let's look at the general stats that's been released so far. Of course, this is subject to change. We'll see what happens as time goes on, but we are looking at a 1300 hit point medium tank in tier 8. The Progetto, of course, is 1400, so 100 more hit points to the Progetto, 1 point to the Progetto. Engine power 800 horsepowers, 800 horsepower, 650 for the Progetto, so 1 point to the AMBT. It's 1-all. The weight of the tank, 36 tons, almost the same as the Progetto. Progetto comes in at around 35 tons. The maximum load is 38 tons on the AMBT, while the Progetto is 40 tons on maximum load. Power to weight ratio, 22.22 power to weight ratio versus the 18.63 on the Progetto. Another point to the AMBT. Yeah, looking pretty good for the American medium tank. Maximum speed is 40 kilometers an hour going forward, 14 in reverse, while the Progetto has 55 kilometers going forward, 20 going backward. Another point to the Progetto, we are all square. Rotation speed, this is the traverse speed of the hull, and we are talking about 29.2 degrees. Very bad compared to the Progetto, which is 48 degrees. 1 point to the Progetto. The gun rotation speed is more similar. Gun rotation speed 33.38 degrees, while the Progetto is about 35 degrees. So we'll call it even there. View range 380 meters, while the Progetto is 390 meters. Another point to the Progetto. Now, this is where the AMBT will get back some of its points. Hull armor 70mm frontally, 40 on the side, 30 at the back, while the Progetto is 60 in the front, 30 on the side and 20 at the back. 1 point to the AMBT, and it is very sloped as well. The only problem here is you can see the lower plate makes up more than half the hull of the tank, which means the lower plate is going to be very vulnerable and a huge weak spot, especially on flat ground. This thing will not be able to hide its frontal lower plate, but the upper plate is almost an automatic bounce, so that is one of the advantages of the AMBT. Also, the turret armor, we have 250 frontal turret armor versus only 80 on the Progetto 46. Also, it is very sloped, very pointy, which means not only is it 250 millimeters, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be able to bounce tier 9, tier 10 tier 9, tier 10 shells because of its sloped armor, the way it is angled. It looks like a 60 TP kind of shape, you know. Very strong turret. Progetto is only 80 millimeters. This is 250. Another point to the AMBT damage. This is another huge point to the AMBT. 360 alpha on its standard and premium shells, 420 on its HE shells. The Progetto only does 240 on its standard and premium shells, while 320 on the HE shells. Penetration as well, 212 on standard shells, 278 on premium shells. The Progetto is only 212 on standard shells, 259 on premium shells. Average DPM, however, is 1877, while the Progetto is 2068. That's because the Progetto reloads a lot quicker. Both the tanks have 3 rounds auto loading mechanism. And the intra clip between shots is 3 seconds on the AMBT, while the Progetto intra clip is 2 seconds. So intra clip, in terms of intra clip, Progetto will fire quicker, only a 2 seconds delay. Reload time, however, Progetto wins hands down. The first shell of this tank reloads in 11.5 seconds, while the Progetto reloads in 6.9 seconds. Second shell, 12.5 seconds, while the Progetto reloads in 7.7 seconds. The full reload time in this tank is around 41.5 seconds, while the Progetto reloads at about 25 seconds. Huge win for the Progetto here. The dispersion as well, more like a heavy tank dispersion because it is 0.36 over 100 meters, while the Progetto has a 0.32 dispersion over 100 meters. This is kind of poor in terms of a medium tank, auto reloading medium tank. 0.36 dispersion, you're talking about something like an IS-3, something like a Defender kind of dispersion, really bad. It means you need to be up close, shooting at your enemies. Anything at a distance is going to be pretty bad. Aiming time as well, 2.6 seconds on the AMBT, while the Progetto aims fully in 2 seconds. Gun depression 9 degrees, elevation 10 degrees. Progetto also has 9 degrees gun depression, but it has 20 degrees elevation. The camo rating, however, is slightly better than the Progetto, 14% of camo rating, which means if you can find a ridge, if you can find some distance where you can use your camo, it's going to work better than a Progetto, which has 12% of camouflage values stationary. So interesting. I'm going to end the video here. What you make of the AMBT? In my opinion, I think this is going to be as good, if not better, than a Progetto overall. I'm saying this not because it is going to play like a Progetto. In fact, it is not going to play like a Progetto at all, even though it has pretty acceptable mobility, just like the Progetto. But this thing is all about going hull down as much as you can, while the Progetto is more of a traditional clip tank where you are going to unload as quickly as possible. This thing is going to be more like a measured clip because you are going to intra every 3 seconds, a bit like the what is that? Batchat AP? Not Batchat AP. What is that? Reward tier 9 tank? I forgot the name. The space age looking one, which has a 4-second intra clip. This has a 3-second intra clip, which means dumping all 3 shells into your enemies is going to be quite difficult. You want to kind of shoot, get into safety, wait 3 seconds and shoot again. You don't really want to unload your shell unless you find some kind of really good opportunity. But anyway, that's my opinion on this tank. Hope you got some useful information. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.